If you've ever had this feeling that something was terribly wrong with the world that we live in, but you couldn't figure out just what it was, then you've come to the right place. Secret societies, mystery religions, and the Illuminati have been controlling our reality since the beginning of time. But not anymore, because there is an awakening happening, and you are about to become a part of it. Wake up, because this is a call for an uprising.
This is a call for an uprising. Welcome to today's show. I know I always say this is ridiculous or this is unbelievable, but this really is unbelievable. Most of you probably just saw some of the stuff I did talking about Disney, and I've done many videos about Disney in the past, about Walt Disney's pedophilia connections, Club 33, his Masonic connections, all that stuff. Disney is nothing more than a CIA operation used for mind control and MKUltra programming. If you saw the recent videos I did on magic, showing you how Disney is used to indoctrinate children with magic, and a lot of people messaged me and said, I'm looking too far into it, I'm too crazy. Well, this is how it works sometimes. Today, what do I see when I go to see what's going on in the wonderful world of Disney or any of the stuff they're polluting children's minds with? Because I'm trying to show this to the younger generation so they wake up, because the children are the future, and we can't have a future of children who are raised performing witchcraft, believing in magic and practicing magic. We need the youth out there to be following Jesus Christ, who is the only truth in this world. So what do I see? Disney and Pixar's latest film called Coco. You might say, what's it about? Cocoa butter? Cocoa Beach, Florida? Well, think again. It's an animation, get this, about a child on the Day of the Dead, aka Halloween, which runs through October 31st to November 2nd for this specific Day of the Dead ceremony. A child who crosses over, as the narrator even says, the Day of the Dead is the day our ancestors come back to our world to visit family, huh? And they said, but no living person who has ever visited their world until now. So this is about a young boy who uses his magical guitar, a magical guitar that's been passed down from generations. Of course, more magic, right? That's all it's about. But decides to play the magical guitar, and he crosses over dimensions. What a coincidence, right? We see all the stuff going on with CERN, with portals being open, with the veil being lifted. And this, a film geared towards Disney Pixar's audience, which is young children, whose parents are going to say, this is cute, it's wonderful. He goes over and crosses over to the other side and sees the dead. Everyone on the other side, skeletons, but they make it out to say, get this predictive programming, connect us all, connect the living and connect the dead. How about that for predictive programming, for what's to come? Indoctrinating children with magic and wanting to practice magic and call upon the dead. Now, what does the Bible say about it? Deuteronomy 18:11. Excuse me, we start at Deuteronomy 18:10 through 12. There shall not be found among you anyone who makes his son or his daughter pass through the fire, one who uses divination, one who practices witchcraft, or one who interprets omens, or a sorcerer, or one who casts a spell, or a medium, or a spiritist, or one who calls up the dead. For whoever does these things is detestable to the Lord. So when we look here about what the Day of the Dead is about, you can go even just somewhere simple like Wiki, or you could read deeper into it if you want to read other posts from Satanists and witches about it. But look right here on Wikipedia. The Day of the Dead celebrations in Mexico developed from ancient traditions among its pre-Columbian cultures. Rituals celebrating the deaths of ancestors have been observed by these civilizations, perhaps as long as 3,000 years. It goes on to say that beliefs can be summarized as this. On October 31st, All Hallows Eve, the children make a children's altar to invite the spirits of dead children to come back and visit, as well as the dead spirits of ancestors and family members. So this is more leading people away from God. This is detestable to the Lord. Speaking to the dead mediums. Why do you think you see Hollywood medium, Long Island medium? You see imbeciles out there who go to psychics like absolute idiots going to psychics because they don't realize they're under mind control. They've been told it's okay, it's good, it's not bad for Christians to do. Oh, they want to call upon their dead mother, their dead aunt. It's ridiculous. And they're teaching this to young kids. to summon dead spirits to go over, promoting the Day of the Dead. But what do we see too in the trailer, which has to be pointed out? We see the black and white tiles. Are you familiar with it? I don't know if you're new to the channel or not. You heard of the black and white tiles? You know, the Masonic black and white tiles that we see all over the place. We always see black and white color symbolism, the esoteric crap that they believe in. Their good deeds outweigh their bad deeds. As above, so below. The balance that they believe in. This is all the crap that these Satanists, Luciferians believe in. And we see it, of course, in the Masonic lodges everywhere around the world. And we see it in all these films and programs, but people just see it. And I get so many messages about that. Oh, you're going to call out the black and white tile? That's becoming pretty commonplace, huh? See it in every video. Everything geared towards kids, leaving their mark. That's how they operate. But I guess everybody just thinks it's really cool to have black and white tiles. Must just be me. I must be losing my mind here. Just like calling out Disney for every single movie they produce being about magic. And what happens a few days later? Here comes a film, not only about magic, but about children crossing over through the veil, going to the other side, visiting the dead, communicating with the dead, visiting their dead ancestors, and glorifies it. Makes it out to be like it's a wonderful thing. The trailer says, connect us all, living and the dead. What more do you need to know? Now, people, of course, will say, you're being ridiculous. It's a cartoon. Because they don't know what mind control is. They're walking, talking zombies because they don't critically think. They don't observe the brain and how it works and how manipulation works and influence works and repetition works. That's what they do. That's what the CIA has mastered. And that is what the television has done to all, as well as the newspapers and all forms of media which they control. So now Disney, with no shame, right, coming out and promoting this Day of the Dead holiday, it's the Day of the Dead. It's Halloween. Starts October 31st and November 2nd. And they summon dead spirits. No big deal though, right? Here's the synopsis. Coco follows a 12-year-old boy named Miguel who sets off a chain of events relating to century-old mystery. The official description is Coco is the celebration of a lifetime where the discovery of a generations-old mystery leads to the most extraordinary and surprising family reunion. So you see how they say that? That's the synopsis. How they twist that? How that's supposed to sound good. Oh, you can go see your dead relatives. What does the Bible say about speaking to the dead? Deuteronomy 18, right? 11, right? I just read it. It is detestable to the Lord, those who call upon the dead, period, end of story. So teaching kids to go against scripture obviously is one of their main goals, but also indoctrinating them with Satanism and with witchcraft. So instead of going, ooh, it's spooky and it's scary, they're trying to get people to go, look, you could see your dead relatives, communicating with the dead. They're preparing people for whatever they're trying to attempt here, and whether it's with CERN or something else that they think is going to occur. They also just want children to be practicing magic, to be using mirrors, right? We see the reflection in the trailer as well. Using mirrors to summon the dead, to speak to the dead, and cross over. This is absolutely so blatantly obvious that it's mind-blowing to me that this is even out there. This is actually somewhat blown my mind. Most of the stuff from Disney, it doesn't blow my mind. I'm not surprised with, the Magic Kingdom and all the magic we see, even Harry Potter in a sense, because they want young sorcerers and stuff. This geared towards kids where they make skeletons. Ooh, it's cool, it's funny. Out to be dead family members that we need to reunite with, and then flashing the connect us all, right? Remember, one love, connect us all of us united as one. This is all part of the New World Order theme. And this indoctrination with witchcraft is geared towards children. This is indoctrinating them with wanting to perform and participate in the Day of the Dead, right? Seeing this movie as a kid. Think about the people who are adults now, who grew up on Cinderella, who still love it, Beauty and the Beast. All of those things, right? We all grew up on certain stuff because unfortunately we were all put in front of a TV. The majority of us were, right? And a lot of us broke from our programming. So think about this generation who goes and sees Coco, and then they become 14, 15, 16 years old, and they want to look into actually, wow, the Day of the Dead. Yeah, I remember it from that Coco movie. What's it about? And participating in rituals. They won't even know what they're doing, participating in rituals, then being told, hey, you know what? If you put a little of this blood on cut your wrist a little bit here, drink some of this blood, you can summon your great uncle. Oh, I can? All right, I'll try it. That's what it leads to. It's a gateway. Disney is a gateway into Satanism, occultism, witchcraft, sorcery, you name it. It's a gateway into hell is really what it is. And it's targeting kids. That's why it's important to talk about it. Because the kids are the future. You know, the alt-right and stuff who is supposed to be doing all of this to wake people up, constantly talk about stuff that none of these kids watch. Right? They're targeting waking up 30-year-olds, which is fine. 20-year-olds, 30-year-olds who still believe in the left and right paradigm. So those people are already doomed because they're dumb. They believe in the left and right paradigm. But we have Disney out there and all these other sources of media, music videos, etc., movies, targeting the youth and using love and bright colors and humor to indoctrinate them with all of this stuff that is done in occultism. And that's all that Coco is. And what's funny about it is if you look in the corner on Disney Pixar, look at Disney Pixar's logo. Look at that right there. Right? Somebody might look at that and go, oh, it just looks like a beach ball with a star on it and the backside's blue, or a volleyball, right? But really what that is it's a blue crescent moon and a pentagram. Where do we see the blue crescent moon? Well, not blue, but where do we see the crescent moon and the pentagram lined up? Let me think for 1 second. Oh yeah, guess who? Our old buddy, the goat with breasts and a penis, the Baphomet. You see the crescent moon in the corner, the pentagram on his forehead. Unbelievable. Where else did we see it? Oh yeah, we saw it where? Comet Pizza, Comet Ping Pong. Remember? The star and the crescent moon. Oh, but that must be a coincidence too, right? Disney, Pixar, all these guys, they just love stars. Stars are the new fad. They grew up loving starfish and the Dallas Cowboys. And moons, well, they used to sit outside with their telescopes and love moons. So that's why they use these symbols. Give me a break. I mean, really? Really? Look at it right there. Crescent moon, pentagram, Baphomet, and it's the logo for Disney and Pixar on YouTube. Coincidence? If you really think that that's a coincidence, I mean, what more can I say at this point? It is so blatantly obvious what they're doing. So they're indoctrinating children with speaking to the dead, talking to the dead, saying that it's a great thing, it could connect us all, more universal garbage, New Age crap, which the New Age movement pushes, speaking to the dead. Oh, yes, all this stuff that's against God, against Scripture. And they're telling them that it's okay, that it's fun too, right? It's not scary to speak to the dead, to cross over to the other side. It's fun. It's exciting. It's an adventure. And kids see this stuff and they think it's okay. And then when they hear about Satanism and the cult, they go, oh, it's not really a big deal, because they never hear about what they really do to children, how they ritually kill them, how these people are cannibals. Because by the time these kids are going to be grown up at this rate, they're already going to be fully indoctrinated with cannibalism and the rest of the occult crap. Because we see cannibalism in the mainstream, right? Santa Clarita Diet, guy on CNN's going to another country eating a brain. This is the stuff that's going on. It's a full mass-on attack on civilization to indoctrinate them with Satanism. And you don't want to call it Satanism. You want to call it the worship of Lucifer. You want to call it the New World Order. You call it whatever you want. Doesn't matter to me. But this is the occult operating, because this is what they practice. Cannibalism, pedophilia, human sacrifice, witchcraft, speaking to the dead, as they still currently are trying to lift the veil. It's all right in our faces. And this is Disney and Pixar, again, targeting kids. But people will write stuff and say, no, you're looking at it wrong. Sure. I mean, I shouldn't even have to say anything other than the fact, just look at the trailer yourself. Look up the Day of the Dead and what they do and what type of ritual it is. Or look at the Disney Pixar logo and the Baphomet. Come on. I mean, is it really that hard to see? Every day, this stuff is right in our face. It's every day. Am I making this stuff up? I mean, if you watch this channel, how many times do I point these signs and symbols out? It's almost in everything that's trending on YouTube, everything Disney, everything music, everything movies. Then we see it on the news with other, various forms that they use on the news to brainwash people with the left and right ideologies, but the same symbolism that we see with the hand gestures, with the 666, with Trump and all these guys. It's unbelievable how obvious this is. And I can't believe that people out there, because I know there's people who listen to my channel. There's people who believe this stuff. There's some who don't, and there's some who are skeptical. And of course, then there's some who just like to troll the channel. But if you're someone who is skeptical about these things, how can you not be seeing the same repetitive signs over and over? Okay? Think about repetition. Research the brain yourself and how repetition is what they use. Think to yourself about all the years of schooling you've gotten and why every year you pretty much learn the same thing, right? Maybe in math class, as you gradually grow from multiplication, what do you learn, right? You learn about geometry and all that other stuff, right? We have chemistry, physics, science, but evolution's the theme there. But it's repetition. No one needs to be schooled for that many years into their 20s. But they know that the repetition is what is needed. Constantly, repetitively beat this fake science of the world into people's heads, the stuff that they've created, this fake history of the world into people's heads, and beat it into their head long enough, and they'll believe the lie. That's what repetition does. So why do you think we see repetition with witchcraft, with sorcery, with magic, and all of these films, all of these TV shows with symbols? Because they're repetitively indoctrinating you and conditioning you with this crap. So be aware of this stuff. I thank everybody for listening to today's show. God bless all of you and your families.